Um, Welcome to the Book Toasters speaking series, and I'm Meredith McGee, Coleman McGee. I'm a book toaster, and I have with me LaRonda Coleman, and I know LaRonda because she's your great aunt, Mary Harrison Coleman. Is Mary Harrison Coleman your great aunt? Can
Yes.
you hear? Okay, because Miss Coleman is a book toaster, and I've often been asked. Um, Even some of my relatives thought Miss Coleman was related to me because we share the same surname, but we're not related by blood or by marriage because Mr. Coleman is your blood relative, and Mrs. Coleman is his widow. But anyway, they have an incredible story. She's a songwriter. She's been a gospel singer for over 50 years. She has sung all over the country. And I saw a Facebook feed just recently of her singing at church just recently. She's so she's still active in singing. But I wanted to clear the air in terms of personally. I had several deaths. My cousin-in-law was laid to rest today. Aretha, we called her Rita. She was 43, and that was really a shock. And a friend of mine was laid to rest yesterday in Selma, Alabama. She's from Marion, Alabama. Dr. Billie Jean Young, and she is a playwright, an author, a performing artist. She used to do a one-woman show on Fannie Lou and I just found out today, earlier at a Zoom memorial, that she started doing that. I think in 1984. So I've learned a lot about her since her passing. But anyway, LaRonda, I have 13 questions for you. And the first question is, please tell the audience something about LaRonda Coleman professionally.
Um, everybody, professionally, I've been working all my life. So for real, I have my pretty much my background has been dealing with working on behalf of the children in the state of Mississippi. I've basically been working in state government, for the past 15 plus years, break here or there or whatever. But that's basically been my background because I have a deep love for educating children and inspiring children, and just being a leader for them, and showing them that no matter what, they can do it. So basically, just working with programs catering to children programs, such as, I can call out a few: Department of Health. I have years of experience with a licensure program where people, having established or new daycare facilities and after school programs. So pretty much I would be the health and safety specialist to go out and to assure the safety of the facility. And Department of Education, work with the food nutrition program. Mississippi State, working as a field specialist, early childhood field specialist, a trainer for a trainer for the child care providers and directors, going in, working with them and offering free courses for them, because a lot of times they're unable to get out of the classroom. So it's kind of hard for them to get their required what is it, professional development hours and stuff like that. So that program was set up for to help them out. And everything I've done pretty much have been fun and have been a stepping stone, just something that's to add to what I already know, and it will help me to the next level or whatever. And I had a short time as a licensed teacher, elementary teacher. God saw foreseen something else, so I had to let that alone. But I will forever be a teacher at heart, and I'll always be a learner, a student, forever, because I'm always learning something. So basically, just being a servant, just being a public servant, public service person. I always want to lend a helping hand. So that's my professional one. Then I switched over to want to branch out, with my singing. So that's fairly new, and basically that's kind of why we're here, because you want to help me to share what I'm doing. So
Yes.
that's basically where I am right now.
Yes, and also you are a student, and you're at Jackson State right now. So tell us what you're studying and what your career goals are going to be when you finish school.
Okay. Currently, I am actually, by the grace of God, I am finishing my last semester at Jackson State, completing my master's in early childhood education. It's been a long time coming, but I made it. I made it. So Lord say the same on May 7th, Friday, May 7th, I will be receiving my master's in early childhood education, in which I plan to it seems like everything I've done, like I just mentioned a few minutes ago, has still been centered around serving children and young children. And I'm open to whatever God will have for me to do that still will come about serving children and families. And even with my singing career that I'm starting now, that I'm embarking up on, I believe it's still going to be centered around families, children. That's just been my whole interest and desire and passion to have that. So wherever, and currently I'm in a state government position as a specialist, not necessarily with children right now, dealing with children, but still a program that serves the public in the community. So I'm just wherever the next door God want to open up. I'm sure my educational background will still fit there somewhere. So.
Okay. Well, one thing I want to say, your poetry, your song, you converted it into a poem and submitted it in the Jackson Book Fest. We'll talk about that later. But I wanted to say that to ask you a question. Who inspired you music?
Who inspired me? My late uncle, Walter Bishop. He's been a long time singer. I don't know if he has ever written a song for. I don't believe so. But he always had a song in his mouth, on his heart, in his mind. So my uncle was a true songbird, and he enjoyed it. He loved it. And upon his death last year, Actually, we're coming up on a year, April 29th of this month. Um, he will, I mean, it will be a year, like I said, but his passing really kind of contribute to me wanting to pursue, like really getting out, the world, so to speak, hear my voice versus just being in within the walls of our church or churches, whatever. Because I've always sung in the church, and I enjoy singing. But it's just thinking about how he loved to enlighten people or encourage people and inspire people with his singing. I count my sadness into something that I think he would be proud of, because he always rooted for me. He knew how I was always nervous to do this and that, and he would call me. His name for me was Rhonda Sue, so he would say, "Rhonda Sue, girl, you know you got this. You got this. You my girl." So just thinking about him just kind of helped me to just go ahead and something that he would be proud of. So God started giving me song titles and I started writing, and I was like, Lord, I had never written a song, but he deposited a lot in me last year. And come May, I was like really writing different things. And I reached out to my very first producer, Mr. Markel Eichelberger of Gifted Hands Productions, music production. And I told him what I wanted, and he told me, he said, he said, I know exactly where you're coming from. He said, I got you, sis. So that was a very good experience for me, and it was a process, but I hung in there, and he was so helpful to me. And so he encouraged me even more. Everybody who I became in contact with, letting them know what I was trying to do. They jumped in my corner, and they were very supportive. A good friend of mine, Latanya Gardner, of Gardner Music Academy. I reached out to her because I wanted to kind of, see where my voice is, see where I feel more comfortable at, and see how I knew, just to understanding my voice a little better. So I, invested in myself and started the music academy. So he's been very helpful to me. So they kind of helped push me on out there to say, hey, you got this, just take, just hang in there, you got it. So I appreciate that. So it's just a lot of different people who have been just really encouraging me, because a lot of people that know me, they know I always been, scary and don't want to be out front. And I still don't want to be out front, but I know I have a purpose, and I know that it's not about me. So I got to go on and do what I have to do, because you never know who you're gonna um, inspire or bless with your lyrics, with whatever I have to give. So I'm just ready to ride this on out and just share what I have.
Yes, yes, and it's meant to be, because anytime you can do something that's positive and uplifting and encouraging and inspiring to others, you've done a very good deed. And as a Jacksonian, I was very touched that you wrote a song and then recorded it, dedicated to our city. And
Yeah.
our nickname is
Yeah.
Jacktown.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's Jackson, Mississippi formally, but our nickname is Jacktown. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to
That's
ask you,
right. That's right.
I wanted to ask you uh, would you read the lyrics? Um, you converted the lyrics to a poem. Could you,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't know until earlier. But anyway, that's interesting to know. That's when you interview people, you learn, and I'm sure the audience will
Uh-huh.
learn as well. So go ahead and tell us about it.
Okay. I would definitely read it here. Yeah, I decided to I was gonna just write the use the exact lyrics for the poem submission, for the poetry submission, but I just went a little further. It's like my mind took me somewhere else, and that's what I did. So I'll go ahead and read it. Let me get my little helpers here. A Jacktown Love, the poem by yours truly. 2 months in quarantine, I was about to lose my mind, watching the news updates every day, all day long. Then I realized that it wasn't doing me no good. Letting all disturb my peace, I said to myself, it's got to be something better than this. I'll just mask up and hit these streets. Jacktown Love, we're giving it up. It's so much better to give than to receive. Jacktown Love, we're giving it up. All we have to do is open up our hearts and just believe. These days, as we all know, we are living in hard and challenging times. So much violence, senseless killings, racism, and injustices. Yes, so many have lost their lives. Let's not forget about our economy, which to me is upside down. Look how the checks coming in the mail, leaving some in the government with an obvious frown. So, Jacktown Love, we giving it up. It's so necessary and the right thing to do. Jacktown Love, we're giving it up. Yes, I am my brother's and my sister's keeper. Because some families, they're at the point where they just don't have a clue. Some may say it's gotten so bad and ask the questions, what can we possibly do? I would answer what the Bible says. The vineyard is plentiful, but the laborers are few. To be honest, if I had a magic wand, I'd go from house to house, door to door, to drop off a box of love, because clearly, this is the missing component that should flow through us from our Heavenly Father above. That's why I'm around here singing Jacktown Love, we giving it up. Because no matter what they say, Jacktown Love, we're giving it up. And no matter what they do, we are giving love now. That's it.
Thank you very much. And I wanted to invite the audience to click on the link, the YouTube link, and listen to her song. I'm not going to attempt to share it, and then people can't hear it like I did before. So I put it in the link so they could click on it. So anyway,
okay.
This is your first recorded single. How are you promoting it? And do you have more coming?
Let me answer the second one first. Yes, I have more coming. I'm very anxious to get back. Well, I ain't gonna say anxious, but I'm excited about getting back in the studio, which probably within the next month I will be going back into the studio to get ready to bring some more music. As far as promoting, right now it's kind of it's in the process. But initially, when my song came out, when it dropped, I was doing the general thing as far as sharing it and just letting people know this is what I've been working on through the during the pandemic. I was inspired, because at this time last year, if we reflect back, it was kind of, we really didn't know. We still was trying to figure out what was going on. Like, what's happening here? We've never been through this before. So a lot of us were scratching our heads and just, being prayerful. And it was just something new. But it came to a point, while we was in quarantine. That's why, my son pretty much talking about how we were in quarantine. We were shut down for a good 2 months before it kind of started easing up to where, it just became a little more lighter at the time, and we were able to kind of, get out and get a little fresh air or whatever. But during that time, I just got in a zone to where I'm like, let me see what's going on here within myself, because I had gone through a lot of changes, and I was just still trying to figure things out. So I just started looking within, and that's when I, like I said, start writing and just being encouraged to say, hey, even though we are going through something that we had never been through, and we didn't see it coming, but I tried to turn things, channel my energy into something positive when something negative is going on around us, because you can get so consumed with it. Because I felt myself like, watching those updates every day, and it was like I was getting just pulled in, like, okay, what they're saying now, what it was just nerve-wracking to where I really had to stop tuning in like that. If it was something I needed to know or whatever, I go on, but I really had to pull myself away from the updates and stuff, because it was really getting to me. I was, having panic attacks, and the anxiety level was high. So I had to, channel my energy into something positive. I would go and take, quick little walks or whatever, and listen to meditation music, and just have some one-on-one with God. And that kind of helped me through that process. So I done lost my train of thought, because I really went back into that time frame. But during that time, I did find my peace, and I said that although we're going through what we're going through, we still can bring something, still can do positive things. So I was like, well, Lord, what is it that I can do to give during this time? Because you had so many people, everybody was just trying to help everybody at that time. So I was like, what is it I can do? So that's why I kind of started leaning towards, really, that song just came out of nowhere. I was listening to a young man's instrumental track one day, and it was sounding really good. It had me in the flow. And my sister, they were on the, my sister was on the, both of my sisters was on the telephone, and my daughter brought the phone to me, and I had my AirPods in. I was just listening to the music. And so I really don't even know what they were saying, but I just started saying, Jacktown Love. I just started singing. So that's where Jacktown came from. And then it just stuck to me. And then they went sing. They didn't know what I was talking about. They just went to singing with me. They just thought I was losing. I was jamming. And then I just had that little tune, and I just, just took it on and started writing me some lyrics to it. And so that's why I said, I'm dedicating this song to my people, to my city, because that's something that I can give and let them know, even though we're going through some very dark kind of times, we can still smile through it. We can smile through the pain, because people were losing people, you know, family members and stuff. And even if we didn't know the person, just to see that so many people had lost their lives just touched me. So I was like, you know, I could, if I can't give nothing else, I could just give love, give of myself. So um, basically, this song is just not a song. It's really, it's gonna be different facets to it. So I'm excited. Yeah, y'all will be hearing more about it. I'm in the beginning stages of a lot, really dealing with this. But back to your original question, as far as promoting, I'm about to get ready to, and really this is part of it, you know, having interviews. And I had my first radio interview on last week that I shared. And thank you so much, Miss Meredith, for sharing it and highlighting me on your business page on Meredith ETC. Highlight me, and you actually embedded the video, the recording there of it, so people can go and listen to it. So that was very new, and it was a great experience. And so I'm still in the beginning stages of really promoting. So I have a lot of other things that I want to do. Just this particular song, this is going to be more so of my ministry, and my ministry is about love. No matter, you know, what song it is, it's still going to be generated. I think my message is love, bringing love back in around, because we missing that in a lot of cases. You see what's going on. And I just continue to pray over our city, because, you know, we can say things that's in a positive thing, but we can't overlook what's really going on, but we can't dwell on it. We just got to know we're doing our part, because at the end of the day, it's the hearts of people, you know, that, you know, I don't care what we do, the hearts gotta, you know, gotta change.
That's true.
We know how that goes. So all we can just be the light. We just do our part and be the light. Everybody do their part, and we'll get back there.
That's true. And I wanted to say, you're welcome. It was an honor to share your audio, because that's why we created the Book Toasters, because we want to support each other and push each other up as writers and as artists, because that's the way people excel in the arts. They are just like you. Your radio interview. That was your very first radio interview, and I didn't know until then. And I, you know, talked to you several times that you used to be a backup singer. So, you know, all of the interviews really tell more about your journey, which is very good for people who are interested in your work. And also, you know, you debuted your song at the Jackson Book Festival, and you recited your poem and actually won first place in the adult category. So what was that like, winning the contest and getting your first radio interview about your first single?
Yeah, I'm so appreciative. It was very humbling to me, because a lot of what I'm doing now, I've never even thought about doing. If you would have spoke that to me saying, well, can you do this? I'm not getting in front of nobody. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. So I had to realize that everybody here on this earth have something in them that our Heavenly Father put in us. And it wasn't put in us to stay. It was put in us to share with mankind. So just a little thing, and it may not be big to nobody else, but that was a step for me. That was a stepping stone. That was me saying, hey, I might be a little nervous, but hey, I'm gonna go on and do it anyway, because at the end of the day, it's not about me. So it was very humbling for me I was just excited to know that, okay, I'm actually making the steps to, um, write a poem, even though it was my lyrics and I tweaked it to make it a poem or whatever. But the fact that I went on and submitted my name to get in the poetry contest and then to actually recite it in front of everybody that was on that Zoom call. And then to hear that, hey, you made first place, and it was like, woo, the first time. And I almost didn't do it because I was gonna talk myself out of it. I was gonna, when it was brought to me, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll do it. But look, see, that's the thing about you don't know what your work would do for you and do for others. So we have to just go on and you won't know unless you do it. So I was
Yes.
very grateful for that.
And the other thing is that it's not so bad getting on the stage and sharing your art, because that's what you did. You got even though it was school stage, you got on the stage, you competed, you won. And then when you did your radio interview, which I thought it was a great interview. I really learned some more things about you, and not only that, a few days after your radio interview and after I had shared it, and tweeted it and shared it with people that I in my network. But anyway, I was in my father's room and I heard them playing it again. And I contacted you. So I thought that, man, that's pretty good, because not only did they interview you, they played your song, offer for you to tell people how they could buy the single and everything. So it's a process, and I'm looking forward to you saying to me, I got it on what they call it, CD baby or whatever, or however you do iTunes or whatever, so people could buy the single, because it's really a great thing. It's very positive. I really enjoyed it. And so my next question to you is,
can I, excuse me, Miss Meredith, can I say this right quick, because I do want to, and I've shared this with with the guys that interview me, because people don't have to do stuff like that. They decided they would, hey, we're going to interview with you or whatever. We want to interview you, and I accepted it. So I want to thank Mr. The Blues Matinee. They are a new station, and I love their station. They really play some good down home music. It's a 24-hour online thing that they have. I mean, you can hear it on other certain radio stations, but their website, you can go and click live, and it's 24 hours that they're playing music. And in the morning, I think to noon, they're playing gospel songs, gospel music, and then afterwards, I don't know if they do the R&B, and then later they do the blues. But anyway, just music, because music is a universal language. So if a person is a music lover and love good vibes and stuff like that, they are a station who they are playing good, playing us this good music. So I want to thank Mr. Watkins, Mr. JT Watkins, and he's a recording artist, long time recording artist, blues singer, great blues singer, and DJ Black. They were gracious enough to take out their time to allow me to be interviewed by them, and they played my song, which they told me, they said, well, it's gonna go out to other locations. So that was a blessing right there, to where not only it'll be heard here, it could be heard somewhere else. Even though it's saying Jacktown Love, the next state could be a Jacktown Love, whatever their city is. They could, catch on to it. Because like I said, this is a love thing, and I want this thing to be contagious. Catch on. If we get enough love rotating back in this world, we'll be back in the game, as they say. We'll be back in there, because that's what we need, and that's what it's all about. So I thank them. I thank them so much.
That is so true, LaRonda. And also, I want to ask you this. I want to ask you two things. Where do you get your energy from? And also, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay. Well, my energy it comes and goes physically or whatever, but the main energy is my peace of mind that drives me right there. Because if my mind is cleared enough, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit because I'm able to process stuff and try to see, okay, well, let me see what I need. And of course, the Holy Spirit guide me because I asked him, I let go and I said, Lord, I done did all kind of stuff and I did my own route of doing things and didn't get nowhere because I wanted to do things my way. In a lot of cases, I didn't think nothing was wrong about it, but I understand now. The closer, we get with our Heavenly Father, you will know where He wants you to go and what your purpose is all about. So I'm on the path of wherever my steps are ordered by God. So I draw my energy from just being one on one with God and meditating and just treating people right too. Just because you want that to reciprocate back to you. Um, and as far as seeing my self within 5 years, I see myself have recorded some great music and it shoot off like the stars or with the stars or whatever, and really making a influence on people with my music and just having an impact on them and just seeing myself doing great things in the community and wherever else in the world that I could be of be of help. So I just see myself just being a great service to everybody and just taking my family to another level. Saying that showing that we have been on a path of really going in circles, just going around the mountain, not breaking off, changing the thing. So I realized I had to change something within me first, to know that I can't keep doing the same old things and expecting a different situation. So in order to, take yourself to the next level or to higher heights or whatever, you got to start doing different things. So I just see myself just doing great things as God lead me and provide opportunities for me.
And since we were talking about the music industry and people being supportive and wanting to see other people become elevated, I was just thinking of, we just lost a great person in the music industry, DMX. And I saw
Mm-hmm.
him in an interview with Wendy Williams. And, she used to be a big radio personality in
Uh-huh.
New York.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I don't think you remember the first time we met. And she cut him off. She said, I do remember the first time we met. You gave me your cassette tape and I threw it away. And he said, when I got down the street, he said, no, you threw it away in front of me. And he said, you were, you have done some very mean things. And she said,
Mm-hmm.
but I have learned and grown. And if I had taken your CD and given it to someone else, I would probably be your manager and would be on to something now, something like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
I was thinking about how, when you're starting off and you're trying to make a name for yourself, people will
Mm-hmm.
either want to elevate you or they won't. Which, and we, of course, we want to find the people who will say, "Take my hand."
Yeah.
But I was
Right.
just thinking how, wow, you know, his first 5 albums went platinum, and um, she really missed it because sometimes people can't see the gift that someone has, and
Right.
I think you have a gift because I also in the radio interview, I think you sung for the two. Um, um, one was a musician and the other person was interviewing you. Um,
Mhm.
and you're gifted and you started in the church like your aunt, you know, and
Mhm. Yeah.
that was a very good to know, and I would just like the audience to click on your YouTube video, which is right below,
Mhm.
listen and share it and tell
Mhm.
someone else to share it because LaRonda Coleman is coming up. This is a
Ooh,
songwriter,
I received that.
a musician, and she has plans and goals, and she needs our love and support, just like she wrote this song, Jacktown Love. And
Yeah.
before I ask you to give your final thoughts, I would just like to say, rest in heaven, Rita. Rest in heaven, Billie Jean Young, and rest in power, DMX. I
Ooh.
mean, he was songwriter,
Mhm.
actor. He was in over 20 movies. Um,
Right.
and then rapper. And then,
Mhm.
so give us Miss LaRonda Coleman, a lady on the move, making moves, going places. Give us your final thoughts.
Okay, and I thank you so much for those encouraging words and really, um, helping me to see and to hear that already. Um, I would like to tell everybody that just like how you just said, you called out some of the things that DMX, um, Mr. Earl Simmons, is he a senior, junior? Mr. Earl Simmons. Anyway, that's his real name. But just like you called out some of the things that he's done, some of the things I know about him, I hadn't just followed him all his career, but I remember when he first came out with the Rough Riders. So I was really bumping it back then. So, um, but just to know that he has done so many things and he's given his talents and gifts to people. Um, that's what I want to do. And then I want to say I saw a video today, and I shared it with face on my Facebook page. I was in tears because I had never seen that video. I don't know how long ago that it was recorded, but it was very recent. But he got on there and it was a heartfelt interview, and he was talking about living for God and knowing your purpose, and he quoted different scriptures, and he was in tears. He just really showed where he said no matter what, he said y'all need to be saved today. So he just was, I just look at it that God really used him even during the times that he probably wasn't living for God or whatever. God still, he can use anybody. He can use, I don't care what your background is, he can use anybody. I don't care how they look. That's why we're going to have to get away from the judgmental type of things, talking about because this person doing this. He said something very important, that it's about that relationship with your maker, because we got to go that same road that he went. So we need to make the choice today who we're going to serve. We're not perfect. We're going to do things, but we got to realize that we got to, can't nobody else get us into heaven. We need to have our business fixed, and we need to have our relationship right, whatever, and not be ashamed of who you serve and whatever. So I was inspired by that, and I was saying, Lord, I'm at peace now because he made peace with you before he left this earth. He had started speaking about who he served. But I said last year, I told God last year, I said, Lord, don't take me away from this earth until I fulfill every purpose, every assignment that you have for me. You know, empty me. I don't want to go to the grave full. I want to go to the grave empty, giving everything that He deposited down in me. So I was encouraged by that. So I want to tell everybody, no matter how young, no matter how old you are, because I don't mind telling my age. I am 46 years old. I turned 46 in November of last year. So this year will be my 47th year, if the Lord let me see it. No matter how old you are, you can do it. You can do whatever it is that your heart leads you to do, and that you know that you have in you, that you feel like, well, it's too late now. Because I was thinking that, you know, I'm over 40 now. I'm not going to be able to do things or just go to work. No, 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 no. I said, it's something better to life than this, what I'm living. So at whatever age you are, it's never too late. It's just the mindset. You have to change your mindset and connect, you know, have that connection with your Heavenly Father, and allow Him to use you in whatever capacity. You know, and somebody asked me about, well, you're gonna be just, you know, you gonna be a gospel singer. I'm gonna sing whatever is in my heart, because everybody have a message. I have a message, so it may not come out on the gospel charts only or at all. It might be on the blues. It might be on R&B, you know, whatever it is, because it's universal. It's just a message that's coming out. So I just feel like if y'all can think it, write it down. The Bible says write it down and make it plain. You know, write your vision down and make it plain. So whatever it is that's in you, let it come on out. Let it come out, because it may be hindering somebody else from going to their next level. You know, we're all here to help each other. So let's just share the love, and let's share our gifts with everybody.
Yes, that is so true. We have to dream, and we have to be inspired, and we have to try, like you said, write it down. And it's nothing wrong with trying something new, because people reinvent themselves all the time, and sometimes we stick with that, and sometimes we reinvent again. But it's all about the thing that I learned the most in the pandemic was after George Floyd, there was an awakening among Black people to support Black people and to recycle Black dollars. For since they started the recycling during the George Floyd recycling Black dollars national protest, to this day, I have not bought any gas from anybody except for the Black gas stations in the city of Jackson. And the reason why is because we only have, I think, 4 or 5. So economic, even DMX died with low wealth. All the money that he's made, he's just got out of prison about a year ago for tax evasion. So economically, you know, we just got to we take nothing from the pandemic. Your message is sharing love, Jacktown Love, and also it's got to be about us supporting one another economically. Shopping local, shopping with people on the block, and assets. You know, buying a house is more important than living in a beautiful one. Well, you know, when things get bad, you own the house, and it's just easier. So we just got to keep spreading our message, and I'm glad that
That's right.
that you want to spread your message. You're not sure whether your message will continue to be in gospel or whether it will be in R&B or wherever. You just want to leave a positive message and a positive mark. And that's all we can do. We want to do some good. And if everybody does some good and are positive, inspiration to people in our community, I think that things will get a little better. Thank you for your contribution to our city. And if you have any thing else that you would like to say before we end, uh, go ahead and speak your piece.
Okay. I don't have anything else to add. I just want I want to thank you for having me to come on and interview me and talk about my song and the things that I'm planning to do, and just to kind of expose me a little bit, because I've been around Jackson all my life, born and raised here. So a lot of people don't know, because I really, even when I was younger and could just really get out and do what I want to, I just really, honestly, I never felt like I fit in anywhere. I've had good times and everything, but I always shied away from stuff. I just really, I don't know. I just realized it comes to a point in time to where you just want to just let go and just be who you are. Just not allow other people to try to tell you who you are, because they didn't make you, so they can't tell you who you are and what you should be doing. So I'm just living my life according to what God has planned, because my life really already, our life really already written out for us. But we have to, just be submissive and allow our steps to be made and to follow into them, so we won't miss the mark. Because everybody's depending on each other. We can't do nothing. We can say, I don't need nobody. I don't need. It's not so. We need each other. We need each other, because the strong can sometimes get weak and the weak can be strong. So we gotta have to just be each other's support system. No matter black, white, purple, green, whatever. We are all God's children, and we are all we saved by love. So let's get the love going, y'all. Let's take care of each other and stop tearing each other down. That really bothers me. That we just, a lot of people just don't care about life anymore. So I just want to encourage everybody to stay positive and to just keep doing some good, just doing good. So thank you so much for having me, Miss Meredith. I appreciate you and all of your service, everything.
Thank you, and let's keep doing good, and you keep evolving as a songwriter, as a singer, and as a public servant. Thank you so much, and I want to thank the audience for listening. Please click on her video, Jacktown Love. Listen to it, share it, and please tell someone else to share it. Let's support this sister from Jackson, Mississippi, LaRonda Coleman. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You have a good one. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.